Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I want to add that I was sick during this recording and I did some voiceovers because I suck at talking. Alright, back to the video. Today I will give a short tutorial because someone asked me in the comments and he asked, how do you make a door for a team to pass through? If any other team tries to pass through, the part will be solid. How do you make that? Well, firstly, we of course need a team, so we just click this button over here to go to the server menu, and then go to teams, and just click team, and then just name it anything you want. And you can also choose every color you want, it's your choice. You can get a color by grabbing your tools, clicking the color menu, and then just selecting any color you like, and it will also be there in the menu. So now, as you can see, we have two teams. One is just a player team and the other is a VIP or whatever. So we create our door. What you first need is you have to decide between using a touch event or a prompt event. In this video I will just show off both of them. I have to quickly add the touch event worked way better than the prompt event. So you can just choose. And the first thing you're gonna do is insert a rate limiter. Why do we need a rate limiter? So the system doesn't get overloaded and stuff. You get the second value of the touch event, you put it in a rate limiter, and then make this 1 and 1. So that means there can only be one signal every second, which makes it so the system doesn't get overloaded. What you will do now is get a logic gate. Give this what you put in here. In my case that is 4, but in your case it might be different. Well, this is the first thing you see. You can use many different logic gate commands, but in our case we are gonna use the command get team. This will get the team of the player. So in the first value you put in get team player, so we get the player's team. And then the second value you put in the team you want to allow through the door. And then the first signal ID is the ID which activates the command executor, and the second one can be nothing or display a message. This part is optional, but I have a command executor here. And in the command executor I will put in the second signal ID so it activates when the player is not allowed through. And if they're not allowed through, they will get a message saying access denied. So if they aren't allowed through, they just get a message, as you can see. But now we need it to work if I am on the right team, because team me, VIP, well, it does nothing. I mean, I get no message, but it does nothing. So how do we actually make it work? You can use the behavior changer. You can use the behavior changer for that. Well, now the collision is of course enabled, so we can't walk through. If the player is indeed a VIP, we may make this a 5, because it will activate. If the player is indeed allowed through, I will first just put this on off. I will insert a delay, give it the same ID as the behavior changer, so they both activate at once. I will keep the door open for like half a second, and I will put 7 there, and then we just copy this over, and I will also put 7 in the behavior changer, and then we turn the collision back on. So now it's only open for a bit, but you can do more. You can also insert a appearance changer and just put the same class ID as the behavior changer. Once it activates, we give it transparency 0.5, and then after the delay we give this 7 again, we make it 0. So I think, see, and if I also press the button, it will also work. And what you could also do, for example, is change the color. So what you do then is insert the color change. You give this 5, and you give the color changer 5, And once you edit it in here, you give it the same class ID as the door itself, which is 1 in my case at least. Might be different for yours. And I forgot to add, you also do that with the behavior changer and appearance changer. I will just make it white once it opens. So institutional white or whatever. Institutional white. Who cares? Now you just copy it over. And then I can make this say 7. We edited it once again. And then when it closes again, I will just make it black. So now, if I touch it, it becomes white. Could also make this like a yellow. Now when I touch it, boop, everything myself player. It just says access denied. And you could also just, instead of giving the player a message, just straight up killing them. I hope this tutorial was pretty helpful for the person who asked this. If you have any further questions in the comments, just leave them down below and I might make another tutorial about it. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe if you actually want to. I'm not forcing you. And anyways, goodbye.